All right, traders. What are we looking at here? January 11th, 2026. Okay. So this is what I see that could potentially happen in the market. I mapped out the high and the low of this current push up. Okay. Down here. Let me do a 5-minute. You can get a better picture. So when we started to trend up, okay, this is the exact spot, okay, and we trended all the way up to here, the top of this, almost the top of this range here, and then we started to get a pullback. So what I see developing tonight into tomorrow is this area here is going to be my sell zone. So I'm going to get into sales around 25,970. I'm going to have my stop about 26,006. And I want to ride it all the way down into this 61.8% zone, which is at, actually, probably want to get a little lower. So maybe 25,823.75. Okay. So my next trade that I'm looking for is to get this short around 25,970-ish, okay? And then ride it all the way down to 25,825. Okay, could we go to 25,777.80 before we start to hold support and bounce? Yes. Most of the time you do come to the 50% range before you get that bounce, but sometimes too it could be this area here at the 61.8. Okay. What I've noticed is these two zones are going to be your best buy. Now, if we fall under this area here, okay, which is right by our VWAP on the 5-minute, then I know to cut my position. I mean, I don't want to get under, 812 on this. I cut my position and I wait to get around the 50% mark or a little bit lower, which lines up perfectly with our upper VWAP over here for January 8th, which if we get below this zone, then just expect a nice kind of dump. Okay, I mean, this is a critical zone to where if we drop below and can't get back above into this range, and you could flush all the way down to the bottom of this range or lower. Now we do have these trend lines here that are mapped out. So if that does happen, I will be looking for sniper buys or longs, into these areas here. Okay, that's gonna be my trade idea for this next session. Okay, I want to get sells here, my stop here, and I want to ride it down to this zone. Okay, so it may be a slow bleed here. We could hold support here and go up. I don't think that's gonna happen. Could I be wrong? Yeah, sure. Okay. But I'm holding to this zone. That's it. I'm just gonna hold. If I get stopped, I get stopped. I'm just gonna let it play. And I'm gonna hold into this zone. And like I said, could we hold support here? This is gonna be my first buy attempt. If we fall under 812, I'm out and I'm gonna get in, buys, start looking for buys around this area. 50%, which is 25,780. Okay. If we can't hold there sharply, then last hope, the very last hope, is that we hold above 750 for the buy to keep going that up, to go up. So you fall down, you don't stay down here long. Okay, you bounce up pretty quickly. If you come and you're below here, the longer you're below this blue line right here, the higher the chance that you're going to keep just dropping. Okay. You want to just kind of bounce and wick down here fast and shoot up. Okay. But that's going to be my trade idea for this week. We got CPI and PPI this week, Tuesday and Wednesday. We got earnings for banks. Banks are bullish. And if you check on all 3 time frames right now, 5 minute, the 1 hour, okay, the 30 minute, okay, even let's go to the 3 minute. I mean, all these time frames are bullish. When you have multiple time frames that look bullish, I mean, majority were bullish. But that doesn't mean I don't think we're going to get this nice pullback into this zone before we continue up. I think banks are going to have good earnings. I think we'll get some real big market crash probably towards the end of the month, like we always do. And then we got Jerome Powell speaking, I believe, January 29th. So is he going to cut rates? Is he not? Probably not going to cut rates. I think he gets whacked in April or May. I don't think he's going to cut rates. And then we got government shutdown January 30th. So I think the end of the month is going to be the best time to get into sales. And I'm thinking, we could be, up into this area or whatever by that time. And then we get the big flush all the way down, I think. But you never know. It could just keep squeezing upward. Who knows? But we got our strategy. We got our next trades in. I hope this video helps you guys. Leave a like, comment, and if you take these trades with me, then let me know how much money you make. All right, guys. Y'all guys have a good night. We'll talk to you later. Later.